Oui, avec nous. Déjà plus de 20 participants chez nous. Très bien. Et Dakar est-il chez nous? Bien. Je vous souhaite le bienvenu, tous les francophones. Welcome all Anglophones. Happy that you can be with us. Nous sommes très heureux d'être ici avec vous.
Nous aussi.
Merci beaucoup, cher Ida. Trista Kaita, Eric.
Hi.
Good morning, Ibrahim. How are you?
Fine. What about you?
I'm fine.
I thought you had another meeting at the same time.
No.
Ah, okay.
This
Maybe.
is our meeting today.
Okay. Not yours only. Our meeting, you said. I'm also BTC.
Of course, I know.
My home club. I can see also my dear president, Maria.
My IPP, good morning to all of you.
I'm doing well, and you?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming.
I think that everything is getting ready in your restaurant. After the meeting, we can meet there just to.
No problem.
But I'm not going to deal the bill.
Yeah.
You will give me for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Bonjour tous les deux présidents. Mr. President of Perissos Horizon Toastmasters.
Yes, Mr.
11:33.
Evo.
Can I pass the floor to you? La parole à vous, s'il vous plaît.
We thank you. I didn't catch the last part of what you said, but and gentlemen, welcome under this most auspicious of days to Toastmasters Club, Perissos Horizon Toastmasters Club, and Bamako English Toastmasters Club in Mali have decided to come together to form a partnership. Today's meeting is unlike any other meeting. Today's meeting is a marriage of sorts of two amazing, spectacular, stupendous clubs in the Toastmasters community. My name is Fakwisi Eninfo. I am the president for Perissos Horizon Toastmasters Club. And I'd like to officially welcome each and every one of you online on this call this moment. Make yourself feel welcome. Make yourself feel at home. After all, Mikasa Esukasa. I am glad, we are all glad to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed, I would like us all to go through the Toastmasters Promise. It's as DTM shared on the screen, DTM Patricia shared on the screen, it will be for us to go through. So I would like to read, kindly listen to me, and then you can also read to yourself as I go through it. The Toastmasters Promise. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition programs, and lastly, to act within Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your indulgence into the Toastmasters Promise. And before we go on to the main meal of today's meeting, I already said that today's meeting is unlike any other meeting. It is a marriage of sorts, a marriage of two Toastmasters Club. And for that, we would need an amazing, an awesome officiating minister, if you will. We have not just any officiating minister, but our very own one from the Perissos Horizon Toastmasters Club. She will serve as our Toastmaster of the day. She is a two-time Distinguished Toastmaster, President Distinguished Division Awardee, District 94 Area Director of the Year Awardee 2016-2017. Ladies and gentlemen, it is without doubt that we already have an amazing person to helm the affairs of our meeting. She's a two-time self-published author of Fearless, Fabulous, and Flamboyant, plus Untangling That Tongue, No More Fear of Public Speaking, founder of Perissos Horizon and club sponsor for Perissos Horizon Toastmasters Club. She is the host of the Perissos Horizon Chatroom series and convener of World Speech Day Accra. Her hobbies are reading, watching inspirational and educational movies, playing lawn tennis, or collaborating on ad hoc stuff. Her work experience include cabin crew with erstwhile Ghana Airways, stints with the CDH Financial Holdings Limited, U.S. Embassy in Accra, Ghana, British American Tobacco, Ghana, Australian High Commission in the New Zealand office for UNCR 1325, and now a Human Resource Officer at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center in Ghana. Her educational background is Executive Master's degree in Entrepreneurial Management, University of Ghana Business School. She has a Bachelor of Arts Honors degree in Sociology and Management, certified cabin crew. She's a holder of IATA Diploma in Airline Studies and Diploma in French Language, and certified in CEFP Practical and Oral French. She's married with two amazing daughters. She's married to Air Commodore Mensa Lakai since 2003 with two amazing daughters, Michelle and Michaela. This is her why of joining Toastmasters. She wants to challenge herself to become the best version of herself. At the end of the day, the goal or the motive is to become better than the you of yesterday. Communication and leadership skills for her are developmental blocks that are essential competencies and qualities of any high achiever. Ladies and gentlemen, Perissos Horizon Toastmasters members, guests, Bamako English Toastmasters guests, it is my honor to present the one, the only Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Patricia Mensa Lakai.
Thank you very much, President Parkwesi. That was indeed an elaborate introduction. We were hoping to keep it to a minute. This is an opportunity to also remind all of us about sharing how we would like to be introduced during Toastmasters meetings, so that we can have pockets of our information shared with our attendees. It gives me much delight to serve as the Toastmaster for today on the theme Bridging the Gap. Donc, soyez le bienvenu. I'm not chez ami, de Bamako English Toastmasters Club qui nous joignent ce matin de Mali. Can we see all of you? Show us an emoticon if you're joining us from Bamako English Toastmasters. Please, let's have your videos on. We want to give you an arousing welcome. Perissos Horizon Toastmasters members, please turn on your videos and let's give them a warm welcome. Soyez le bienvenu. All right. Thank you all very much for joining us, and we hope to make this worth your while. I would move right on to the agenda for today, and I will share my screen whilst I take on the role of the general evaluator and introduce the rest of the team. I would first of all like to invite the tag team, which will consist of the timer. We would have two timers, one to take us through the first batch of speakers, and then the second timer to take us through the second batch. We would have an hour counter in the person of the club president of Bamako Toastmasters Club and a grammarian who is also coming from Bamako English Toastmasters, and he is Amadou Kita. Before I welcome the tag team, I would want to have the president of Bamako, Toastmaster Maria Kita, to have her video on. And let me introduce her. Woo, lovely. Good morning, welcome aboard. The past few weeks, we have been collaborating and coordinating. It has been exciting. Toastmaster Mariam Kita is the president of the Bamako English Toastmasters Club. She is an entrepreneur and a promoter of Miras Delis. She is also currently on her level 2 in the Pathways program, pursuing the Visionary Communicator path. Her hobbies are reading, engaging in different sporting activities, discovering new things, and traveling. It was therefore a delight for her to be invited to collaborate on this international joint club speakathon. Her preferred quote is, "Life is a dream, make it a reality." And I am honored that today we get to make this dream a reality. She is going to serve as the grammarian of today, and to help us include that word of the day, she's going to also share, she is the one who has led her team here today. So we are honored to have you all traveling into Ghana. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mariam. Would you like to say a few words before I invite them?
Okay, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, good morning. Today I'm very honored, but first of all, I would like to thank Perissos Horizon Toastmasters Club to invite us to join this international speakathon. My club and I are very grateful and hope those opportunities, and be sure we will always be together at any time we want. I wish a good meeting to all of you and hope you will enjoy much as possible. Thanks to Patricia for all her support. We are really, really happy to be there. Back to you.
Thank you very much. On that note, we would like to invite, I would introduce our first timer in the person of Toastmaster Priscilla Araba Kuno, affectionately called Miss P, to tell us more about herself and the role she's going to play today. Over to you, timer 1, Miss P.
Good morning, Madam Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, guest and friend. In Toastmasters, we speak within the designated time frame, and to help facilitate I will be tracking the times with your position with those times. And by doing that, when the green card is displayed, it means you have met the minimum time required. When the yellow card is shown, then it means the midpoint between the beginning and the end of your speech. And when I show the red card, then it means you have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. I'm Priscilla Arabakanu, your timer for today. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. P. And now may we have the video on for our timer number 2 to tell us a little bit about, I would first of all introduce him, and then during the second segment, he would also recap what his role is going to be. So can we have Toastmaster Ibrahim Koni showing his video whilst I introduce him to our audience?
Thank you, dear Toastmaster, Madam. I will be the timer number 2 for the second section of this meeting.
Yes, let me introduce you first, please.
Yes, I'm Ibrahim Kone, immediate past president of Bamako PSI Toastmaster Club, and also director of the Area 26 of Toastmasters 94 district. Today, I'm going to be the timer, as I said, for the second section of this meeting. I will be dealing with that in 2 different ways. For the speeches, those who have 4 to 6 minutes, I will show the green card in 4 minutes, the yellow in 5 minutes, and the red in 6 minutes. For those who have 5 to 7 minutes, I will show the green card in 5 minutes and the yellow card in 6 minutes. 7, I will show the red card. As far as the report time is concerned, for the overall time of 16 minutes, as mentioned in the agenda, I will share my screen to you, dear Toastmaster of the Day. At 14 minutes, I will show the green card, and I will the screen, yes, as I said, and 15 minutes, I will show the yellow card, and for the 16 minutes, I will show the red card. I will be sharing my screen for that period, but I will use my virtual image for the speech time. Thank you, dear Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much. So to give further introduction to our second timer, who would be timing the second segment of our speeches. He is also the country representative for PSI Mali, which is an American international NGO, and he enjoys reading, playing music, and researching. One of his favorite quotes is "never make assumptions." So he would be timing the second segment. Last but not the least, in the tag team, we have our grammarian, Toastmaster Amadou Keita, who is also joining us from Mali. May we please have Toastmaster Amadou Keita on video?
Yes.
He has provided the word. All right. So please go ahead, give us a brief introduction of your word, yourself, and what we should expect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, dear Toastmasters. My name is Amadou Keita. I'm a member of Bamako English Toastmaster Club. Today I'll be playing the role of grammarian. As the grammarian, today it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listen carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As the grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is trigger. But for trigger has many different meanings, but for our meeting of today, we will use it as a verb, not a noun. Trigger as to activate, to set off. Trigger can be seen as something that causes an event or a situation to happen or exist. For example, like some ingredients may trigger an allergic reaction. Second example could be the discovery of natural resources such as oil in a country can trigger serious conflict. It can be also an event or situation can cause someone to do something. For example, public speaking problem triggered me to join Toastmaster Club. So hopefully trigger will be used as many times as possible in this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amadou, for explaining your role to us. And to trigger the prepared speakers segment, it gives me much delight to go into the first segment of our prepared speakers series. Today being a speakathon, we are featuring more than 4 speakers. We have a total of 8 speakers, so enjoy during this meeting. Our first speaker is working on his dynamic leadership path, and he is a member of Bamako English Toastmasters Club. He is working on his level 1, project 1. We would like to invite his speech evaluator to come and tell us more about this speaker. Toastmaster Khalidou Samake, who is the evaluator for our first speaker. Good morning. He is an advanced communicator and leader. And we would move over to him to tell us about the speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Khalidou Samake.
Okay, good morning, dear Toastmaster. Welcome to this meeting. I am Khalidou Samake. I am the VPM of Bamako English Toastmaster Club. Today, my job is to evaluate the icebreaker of my dear Sulmani Jara. Sulmani Jara is going to talk about his face, or to present his face speech of Toastmaster International Club, which objective is to begin speaking before an audience, to discover speaking skills he already has and skills that need some attention. Solomon has 4 to 6 minutes to do this presentation. Dear Toastmaster, I think during the evaluation time, I will give you my report. I give you back the floor.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Khalidou. Our first prepared speaker hails from Bamako and resides in Calaban, Kura. He's a regular member and also is interested in business development. He enjoys reading, taking trips, and also profiting from sceneries. He is an experienced project manager. His educational background stems from the scientists and the commercial sector. He is single and joined Toastmasters to improve his English speaking and public speaking skills. Let's, with a round of applause, welcome our first speaker, Toastmaster Sulemani Diarra, as he takes us through how English shaped my life. How English shaped my life, Toastmaster Sulemani Diarra. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam, for your introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow members of Toastmasters and guests, good morning. It is a great honor for me to be one of your icebreakers. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Suleiman Diarra. Suleiman is the Arabic name of King Solomon, and Jara in our language means lions. I was born in September 17th, 1996. To save you the months, I turned last month 24. I started my primary school in 2002, and 4 years later, I've been eaten by a taxi cab, and I had my leg broken. And at that time also, my father passed away. So I faced some challenges in my childhood. And when I went back to school, I was victim of bullying because I took a lot of weight during when I was laying on bed. I've been a fat kid and I've been a bullied kid from primary school till high school. Although at this time, I always wanted to speak in English, but the desire became very stronger after watching late Robert Mugabe speeches when he came here in Mali for peace and reconciliation. During his speech, I noticed that all our intellectual personality, like ministers, presidents, and some VIP, they were not using headphone translators to understand him. And I suppose that all our intellectual people speak English too, and I wanted to be one of them. So at this time in 2015, I was in high school terminal, and thank God I had my baccalaureate. And I had the opportunity to go and study in Algeria, and I turned down the opportunity because I wanted to speak in English, learn English. So thanks to my parents, I went to Ghana to learn English. And I spent around 6 months in Ghana. During this time, I visited a lot of regions of Ghana, like Takwa, Takoradi. I really enjoyed my journey in Ghana. Most of all, I miss so much their food like banku and jollof rice. After my training in Ghana, I came back in Mali to start the college. And when I started the college during my sophomore year, I had the opportunity to work for an hotel as an interpreter because they needed someone who speak English. That's the reason why I say English has really shaped my life, because most of my brothers and sisters who graduated long time before me were at home unemployed. But me, when I was going to school, I started to work for so many companies. All this happened because I made the good choice to learn English. And I thank God of my choice. Because of English also, I had my first paying job. I worked for a Chinese company named Huawei Mali. Huawei is working in telecom industry. Is the biggest telecom company in our company. So at the age of 22, I've been chosen as a manager in this company. Not because I was talented or experienced in telecom, but the way I used to listen to them and the way I communicate properly in English, because here in Francophone country, there are few people who can speak English. So I had all this opportunity because I learned English. And now I'm surrounded with beautiful people who speak very well English. And as I'm one of them now, ladies and gentlemen, as a believer and a recent member of Toastmaster, I say thank you, and I say God bless Toastmaster and all the members. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Toastmaster Suleiman Diarra, for introducing yourself to us. We would move right on to our second prepared speaker, and he is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Musuji Dembele. Toastmaster Musuji Dembele is an English and leadership activities teacher who is also joining us from Bamako English Toastmasters Club. He is married with many children, he says, and he joined BETC in 2017. He enjoys cooking and reading, and his favorite motto is love for everyone, hate for nobody. Love for everyone, hate for nobody. Let's welcome Toastmaster Musuji, the evaluator, for our second speaker to tell us more.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Musoje Dombele. I am the Vice President, Public Relationship at Bamako English Toastmaster Club. Today, I'm going to evaluate Mutadasi on his icebreaker entitled My Life from Persuasive Influence. I wish to see a great moment of introducing, and I am eager to know what is about his life. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Our second speaker is also going to tell us more about himself. He's working on the path Persuasive Influence. This is his level 1, project 1. And so I will not give too much away. He says that he has enjoyed some great achievements whilst being a Toastmaster, and that has been in serving in the roles of our counter and timer. So please let's go over and listen to Toastmaster Mutada C so that he tells us more about himself. Toastmaster Mutada C, my life. Toastmaster Mutada, over to you. Please unmute yourself, Toastmaster Mutada. You have the floor.
Do you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I can
Ladies
hear you.
and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, our lives are not fully lived if we are not willing to die for those we love, for what we believe. It's a quote from Martin Luther King. Fellow Toastmasters, today I'm going to tell you about my life. My name is Mortada C. I was born in Cote d'Ivoire, where I spent all my whole childhood. I come from a family of 8, of whom I am the 7th. I'm single, with no child, of course. I studied in Cote d'Ivoire until my baccalaureate in biological science in 2008, and I came in Mali to carry on my university studies. I can tell you that it was not easy at first. The cultures are different. The way people speak, the local language are different also. So I struggle hard to succeed. So I always thought that I could do it because I'm here for that. So I had my master's degree in quantitative analysis and economic politics. I also have a bachelor in insurance that make me work in insurance domain actually. From November 2014 to September 2016, I worked for Sonavi, is an insurance company in Mali, It's not international, but it's very famous here in Mali. They work on life insurance domain. So I was in charge of claim and benefit at that company. In September 2016, I left Sonavi for Saham Life Insurance Mali. It is international, of course. So here, actually, I'm at Saham Life Insurance as the head of claim and benefit service, actually. I like play football, PlayStation, watching movies, reading, and listening to the music. I spend also my free time with my family that I love so much. So I hate being around people who are pessimistic because I am optimistic and I hope, I believe in the future, and I hope that everything gonna be okay for my country, for all the countries around Africa. So I love being around people who are always optimistic and we have faith in the future. So dear Toastmasters and guests, as you've seen today, it's not easy for me to speak in public and have a correct speech. So I joined Toastmasters to improve the way I speak English and to improve my my speech skills, and also to make new relationships and I count on each of every one of my club to help me reach my goals. So I can tell you that life have not always been easy for me here in Mali, because when I came here, people always, when I speak French, for example, people always are asking me that, are you Ivorian? Are you Ivorian? I said, no, I'm not Ivorian, but I was born there. I was born there. I'm not Ivorian, I'm Malian. My parents are Malian, so I'm Malian too. So it always make me so hard, so sad to see people treating me like a stranger sometimes, but it's life. It's life. But now I'm okay. I'm used to, I don't know how to say that. It's not a problem for me actually. So I enjoy my life and my friends, my family, and I'm so happy. I'm also happy to be a member of Bamako English Toastmasters. So thank you for paying attention to my speech, and have a good meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mutade, for disclosing some of your vulnerable areas and why you have joined Toastmasters. We would move right on to our third prepared speaker, and I can assure you it is raining cats and dogs here in Accra, but we will continue to bridge the gap. I hope you can all hear me. I can barely hear myself through this rainstorm. So introduce our next speaker.
Yes,
Okay, I would like us to first of all get to hear from her evaluator. Her evaluator is none other than Perissos Horizons Sergeant at Arms, one we call Unicorn Evil. He is quite the traveling Toastmaster. And I would move on to Evil to come and tell us what should we expect from our third speaker, who is working on a very interesting project. Over to you, Toastmaster Unicorn Evil. And he has completed the engaging with humor part. Congratulations, Evil. Over to you.
Thank you so much, dear Toastmaster of the Day, Patricia. And I can tell you, the former president of Perissos Horizon, Nasi Mitchell, is today introducing a project, and we think, oh, a 5 to 7 minute speech, but it's going to trigger some disruptions, some interventions, and therefore it's going to be double that long. Experienced speaker Nancy will have to deal today with some disruptions that she as a speaker, but just as much you as a speaker, could experience during your practice of presentations. Therefore, I'm quite eager to see what will be triggered during this speech and how she deals with that. No doubt we can learn a lot from Nancy today, and I'm looking forward to hearing her speech about to begin. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Unicorn Evil. Now to introduce our speaker, she is working from the innovative planning path, and she hails from Takoradi in the western region of Ghana, but currently lives in the greater Accra region. She is a competent communicator, a competent leader. She has served as Vice President Public Relations for our club, as well as served as a president. So she's a past president, as rightly shared by Ivo. Nancy enjoys gardening and reading and is currently the branch manager at her bank, at the Ghana Commercial Bank, Laboni. She has a master's in project management, married with 3 beautiful children, and she joined Toastmasters to become a more effective leader and a motivational speaker. Let's welcome our third speaker, Toastmaster Nasi Mitchell, who is going to tell us how to retire into freedom and dignity. Retiring into freedom and dignity, Toastmaster Nasi Mitchell.
Good morning. Point of correction, I'm not the branch manager there. So I'll go straight to the speech. Retire into freedom and dignity. The sure way to this destination is planning. Humans are mortal beings, and the problem with our mortality is that nobody knows when he or she will die. Death can come early in life, in the middle of life, or later in life. This seemingly unpredictable nature of life makes some people question the sanity in planning for the period in life where we do not know whether we will reach it or not. Some people question, and these are some of the myths that people have when it comes to planning for their future. They ask questions like, why deny ourselves of the pleasures of life? Why don't we drive the Porsche cars, the latest cars, live in expensive apartments, or go to vacations? Why do we have to hold on to all these pleasures in life just to save money so that we enjoy it in future that we are unsure whether we will get there or not? Some people.
Nancy, sorry, I'm coming up to retirement age myself, and I'm very interested in what you have to say about the holding on to goods. And I just wondered if I could tell you a little bit about my own approach to retirement, because it's something that very much plays on my mind in the early part of my life. I'd love to tell you that I don't have a Porsche, but I do have an Asda car, which is made in Poland. And I wonder, have you ever had an opportunity to drive that? Because that's a really good car.
Okay, thank you very much for your contribution. I think at the end of the session, we will talk about the different cars and then the cars I've driven. But now we want to look at why we have to plan for our future. So can you give me some time? Let me talk about what I have, and then when I get to the other questions, or if anyone had other things to ask, then we tackle that one. Is that okay with you?
Nancy, that's very much okay with me, and I'm very grateful to you for having given me the opportunity to say what I wanted to say, and I wish you all the best with the rest of your speech.
Thank you very much. And so, as I said, then when you get to a point that...
Yeah. Hello, Nancy.
Yes, please. May I know your name?
My name is Clement.
Yes, Clement. Can I hear from you?
Yeah, in your earlier submission, you said we should plan for the future.
Yes.
I'm a young guy and the future is uncertain. As a young guy, so why don't I stay and enjoy myself? How will you be able to convince me that I should put my money down for the future instead of to have the fun in my youth? Because when I'm old, I can't enjoy the big cars or whatever that you are talking about. It's when I'm young now to enjoy the goodies. So I will be able to do that.
Clement, that is a wonderful question. And that is exactly what I'm coming to talk about. So within the next 3-4 minutes, you understand why you have to start planning now. Is that okay?
Okay, I'm listening.
So give me about 4 minutes. Okay, so some people also ask, why do I have to plan? Like what Clement is asking, why do you have to plan and accumulate money for someone to come and enjoy? And they consult themselves with what Solomon said in Ecclesiastes, that why should we plan? We are chasing after the wind. Who knows if the person who comes after you is a fool or the person is a wise person, so that the person will come and spend the money recklessly. Another myth, and the question some people also ask themselves, is that why suffer? Because we spend our lives training our children and we expect our children to take care of us when we grow old. And there's a saying that one good turn deserves another. But you know, Clement, the reality is that retirement planning seeks to ensure that the comfortable lifestyle one enjoys during active service can be sustained during our senior age, when we cannot move around, go pass through the traffic to office, work 9 to 5 to earn money. I'm not talking about the mandatory government contribution to SNAITs or whichever in your country. We have the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. That alone cannot sustain you in your old age. Because the reason why I'm saying this is that if you're a young man and you start giving birth at the age of 29, 30, chances are that by the time you retire at 60 years, Your kids may be in school, or some may be about to complete university. And what will happen? You have to still cater for your kids. So it is important that aside the contribution, mandatory contribution, the government helps you to save. You have to also put money aside. And putting money aside, it has to be long-term. Long-term meaning about 10 years and above, about 30 years and above, consistently making payments into your retirement fund. It can be mutual fund, and that is the only way you can sustain your life after the 60 years. Because mind you, at that age, doctors will bear with me that you cannot walk around like the way we are doing now. They will tell you you are not supposed to eat this, you are not supposed to eat that. Your immune system will not be strong enough to help you conquer lots of diseases. And therefore, you will find yourself going to the hospital all the time. And if you want to have the good medical care, then you should have the funds to support that. So this morning, I'm here to encourage you that you have to plan well. The only way to trigger financial independence in future is when you put money aside month on month till the end of life, till you go. And at that time, you can also support people who are also in need.
Hello, Nancy.
Yes, please. May I know who is speaking?
Yes, my name is Sayram.
Okay, sir.
Nancy, as someone who has benefited from the Toastmasters program, I want to find out, and also being the immediate past president and BPRR, I want to know why we don't have a Toastmasters program at Ghana Commercial Bank. I want to find out from you.
Thank you for your question. Unfortunately, that is not what we are discussing now. Our next section, we are going to talk about what we have done with other institutions that don't have Toastmasters. But today we are talking about our retirement planning. So let's focus on it because we have just some few minutes for us to end the section. Is that okay with you?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I don't agree with what I told with her. What do you think about living at our age? Living with freedom. Just do things like we want to do and live very quietly. What do you think, Paul? What do you think? I don't agree with her. I can't plan my life. This is too much restrictions.
Okay, it is an option that you can take. We have two options. It's for you to plan for your future, or you leave the planning for another person, or wait for your kids to come and take care of you. And I am telling you that the best way to financial freedom, the best way to have freedom and dignity when you retire is when you plan. And my philosophy and the mantra I want you to take home today is frugality, frugality, frugality. And that is when you take some, you spend, you leave some for your future. The other day, they said that go to the ant and ask the ant how the ant is able to save, gather food when it's the rainy time for the future.
No, you can't. You can't master the future. You cannot. All this is just for winning money. People are just asking us. You ask us because you want to our money. We don't like that.
It is your money, and I am also teaching you the good practices if you want to live a fulfilled life. If you don't want to beg people to help you in your old age, the best way is to put some of the money aside for your future.
No. Look, yesterday I saw someone Look, Paul, she's completely wrong. Yesterday, I saw someone, and the day after, he was not there. What is the future? You can't manifest it. Paul, do you agree with me?
Okay, let me tell you something. And that is exactly what I talked about the first time, that it is a myth. What if you grow up to 100 years? We have lots of people growing up to 100 years. The fact that someone died at 50 years or 40 years does not mean that you will also die at that age. You can die after 100 years. And who is going to take care of you? In any case, if you die at the age of 50 or before you retire, you have kids there. Who is going to take care of the kids? So it's very important that you take care of them in future. You plan in future for them, even when you are there or you are not there. So putting the money aside will not be for you alone. It will be for the kids you have brought into this world. That money is going to take care of them when you are not around.
Look,
so
Paul,
I am
in
advising. Come again.
Yeah,
Come
hello,
again.
Nancy.
Yes, please.
Yes.
We don't need to plan.
Someone is speaking. Can we listen to the gentleman who is speaking? Okay.
Yeah, this is Clement again.
Okay, Clement.
You know, the title of your speech is Retire in Freedom and in Dignity.
Yes.
Right. And from all what you say, what I'm taking home is, it seems my future is in trouble, because when I'm retiring, I'm going to face medical bills, I'm going to face challenges. Where is the freedom and dignity in planning towards that? It seems I'm planning towards a hectic future. So
Clement,
how will you convince me,
Clement,
that the future will be freedom and with dignity?
Clement, the future will be in, you will retire in freedom and in dignity, because you will have the financial muscle to just go to any hospital. You have the financial muscle to visit any specialist for treatment. And that alone is dignity. You pay yourself. You do not rely on family members to take care of you. That alone is dignity. Freedom is when you spend your own money at your old age, whatever you want to use the money for. Your own money to take care of people that you want to take care of. Your freedom is not someone who is giving you the money. It is your own money. So you use the money as and when you like, and that is what we call freedom, and that is what we call dignity. Thank you very much. If we don't have any question, we will have another section where we will talk about the different investment tools that you can use or you can patronize to get to the financial independence that will help you. I will end my section with a quote from Albert Einstein. He once said that compound interest is the eighth wonder in the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays for it. And if you invest long time, not short term, long term, 20 years, 30 years, you will earn the benefits of compound interest. Mr. Madam Toastmaster.
Wow. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nancy, for taking us through that level 4 project, and also for our guests and members who may have been slightly confused with what was going on in the studio. We had an amazing team of 5 people that were supposed to challenge our speaker throughout her presentation. And I will leave her evaluator to tell us how well she did. Thank you once again. This is my first time of witnessing a virtual play out of this particular project. Thank you. We will move right on to our final speaker for the first segment. And I would also invite her evaluator to tell us about her project. Her evaluator is none other than our treasurer for Perissos Horizon Toastmasters Club, Mr. Reniman Ofori Asante, and I will ask him to unmute himself and tell us a little bit about himself and what we should expect from this project. Over to you, Toastmaster Reniman.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. I serve as the treasurer of Perissos Horizon Toastmasters, and professionally, I am a tax and finance officer. But in this meeting, I'll serve as an evaluator to Jemima Afote. Jemima will be presenting a speech on a topic that she has researched. The topic could be new to her, or it could be a known topic, but at a deeper level. The requirement of her speech is to learn the basic research methods, present to us a well-organized and a well-researched speech. She has 5 to 7 minutes to do this, and I wish her all the best. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Reniman. And oh, apologies, I'm scribbling on the sheet. So our Toastmaster Jemima is working through her motivational strategies path, and it is going to focus on researching and presenting as we have just heard. I would ask Jemima to please tell us a little bit about herself, since the introduction didn't come in before the meeting. Over to you, Jemima. You have the floor.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. I'm Jemima Afote. I'm the current secretary of Perissos Horizon Club here in Accra. I am married with 2 children. I joined Toastmasters at the beginning of this year, 2020, and I must say the journey is just incredible. I'm gradually learning to become a more confident speaker and to have more confidence in my leadership abilities. Thank you. May I go ahead with my speech?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Nelson Mandela once said, "Freedom cannot be achieved unless women have been emancipated from all kinds of oppression." According to the United Nations Development Program, gender equality is a fundamental human right and a necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. Fundamental, necessary, are we anywhere close? According to the 2020 Global Gender Gap Report, it will take some 95 years to close the gender gap in political representation, with women in 2019 holding just about 25.2% of parliamentary seats and some 21.2% of ministerial positions. At the other end of the scale, it is forecast that it will take 12 years to attain gender parity in education. And in fact, overall gender parity has been fully achieved in just about 40 countries ranked out of 153 countries. In the least developed nations, barely 60% of girls complete primary school, and just 30% enroll in secondary school. Therefore, my fellow Toastmasters, gender inequality remains one of the most pervasive forms of discrimination in all development settings. While gender inequalities can affect anyone, impeding global progress, it is women who face the most discrimination. That is why this is number 5 on the UNDP Sustainable Development Goals. Gender equality can be defined as the process of being fair to both men and women by recognizing the differences that both sexes bring to the table. It is directing the resources and services that both males and females provide towards achieving results which are beneficial to all. Why are we in the minority? Why? Why has this been triggered? This is because in most cultures around the world, men are seen as the breadwinners, while women are expected to take care of the home. Also, women are seen as being the lesser sex. And as Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie rightly said, if we do something over and over again, it becomes normal. If we say something over and over again, it becomes normal. So to some, it may seem bizarre to have women in certain fields, but to those of us who know that we are gradually bridging the gap, it is one triumph after another. That is why now we have women in chemical engineering, in information technology, in architecture. You see, my husband usually drives us around when we have to go to work or other places. So for the first time I sat behind the wheel, my daughter found it rather odd. She asked me, "What are you doing there, mommy? Are you a daddy?" You see, as laughable as this is, to her, that is what it seemed like driving was just for daddies. So we just had to explain to her that anyone could drive. This is our task as parents. We need to teach our children that they can do anything. They should dream big, no matter their sex. That it's okay for boys to wash the dishes too. It's okay for girls to change the tires. There's simply nothing wrong with that. According to the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Cynthia Mamle Morrison, our current government is set to pass the Affirmative Action Bill in 2020, should they retain power after the December polls. Sorry, just a minute. Affirmative action may be defined as a set of measures adopted by governments and public and private institutions to address a history of systematic discrimination and exclusion of particular social groups and to encourage the efforts of particular social groups in the interest of certain developmental goals. So the change starts today with you and I. Let's make up our minds that affirmative actions, the change is still change. And as long as we keep striving, we will surely get there. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jemima. As long as we keep striving, we will surely get there. I believe we have all had an entertaining session so far, and most of us would like to feed a little bit on what has been shared with us. We would relax our minds in a few minutes before preparing for the second batch of prepared speeches. To lighten up the mood and give us a joke or two, we have Toastmaster Abubakar Siddiqui Touare, who is joining us from Bamako English Toastmasters to share briefly a joke or a humor to lighten up our mood. Over to you, Toastmaster Abubakar Touare, in 2 minutes. we can show by virtual claps to trigger his appearance on our scene. Toastmaster Abubakar, wonderful.
Hello.
Hi, over to you.
Can you all hear me? Please, can you stop sharing the screen, Patricia? Please.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now I see myself. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I would like to tell you a story about a job interview. And listen very well, because I'm not going to repeat my sentences. First of all, a man got a job interview, and he came to the interview, and it goes like the following. The interview officer said, "What is your name?" "MP, sir." "In full, please." "Monday, Paul." "Your father's name?" "MP, sir." "Oh, what does that mean?" "Matthias Paul." "Your native place?" "MP, sir." What's that, sir?" "Malvin Province." "What is your qualification?" "MP, sir." "Oh, angry. What is that?" He said, "MP again." "Mathematics professor." "So why do you need a job?" "MP, sir." "Meaning again?" "It's because of my MP." Again, and it says money problems. Would you explain yourself and stop wasting my time saying MPs, MPs, MPs? What's your personality like? MP, sir. And what is that? Marvelous personality. Officer, I see. I will get back to you. Monday. Sir, how was my MP? And what's that again? My performance. I think you have an MP, meaning mental problem. So, dear friends, I don't want you to laugh alone. I would like you to spread this joke to anyone it could make laugh. And this must trigger joy and laughter in our meeting. I hope it has done so. So back to you, Toastmaster Patricia.
Oh my God, that was indeed one humorous session. I enjoyed myself, and I hope it did for others as well. We will move on to Barbados and have our dear Lisa Yard to share an inspirational moment with us. But before she comes on, let me give a brief introduction. Oh my God, I still can't get the jokes out of MP. All right. Toastmaster Lisa and I actually met on Connecting Across the Miles, and we have been supporting each other across the miles indeed. She says January 13, 2013 has been forever etched in the annals of Next Generation Toastmasters Club. That was the date that she achieved her ACB, ALB, IP1, in fact became the member of the club. She has served as a club executive and steered the club as president to First President's Distinguished Club Award in 2014 to 2015 mandate. She has also served as area director and represented the club in the island of Barbados in their international speech contest in Antigua in 2016. Toastmaster Lisa enjoys experiences gained as a member of Next Generation and has embodied an adventurous and innovative mindset coming from Toastmasters. Recently, on the 31st of May, the Toastmasters organized an online international meetup that gathered over 150 persons, and she was the lead. So over to you, Toastmaster Lisa, to share with us an inspirational moment.
Thank you, BTM Patricia. Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good morning. Bridget.
Oh, apologies,
You are
please
muted.
unmute. Please unmute yourself, Lisa. Thank you.
I got you.
Spotlighting you. So please start.
Okay, so thank you. So again, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Bridging the gap has several connotations. Today, however, I want to encourage you from the point of reaching your goals. So is there something that you're fighting for? Do you have a dream that you would love to see fulfilled? A passion that burns so deep within it consumes your every waking moment? If the answer to these questions is yes, then you have a gap. It should be your objective to bridge that gap which exists between where you are and where you intend to be. There is a saying that goes, anything worth having is worth fighting for. Are you willing to fill the gap that separates you from your goals? Getting there will not be easy, but make sure that daily you do something that takes you a little closer to your destination. Ensure you connect with mentors. Ensure that you read that book, that you create a plan for execution. Do not forget to celebrate those small achievements. Does the completion of your speech today bring you closer to your designation? You are filling the gap, and that's a reason to celebrate. Keep pushing. Let the vision of your success trigger you to act. Your perseverance will be the difference between you and the person who gives up in the sight of adversity. Keep filling the gap. And little by little, you would have built a bridge so strong, others will be able to cross it. Madam Toastmaster of the evening.
Bridging the gap to make that gap so small so others can be able to reach. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lisa. And I know it's around 6 a.m. now by your time. Thank you for waking up early to be with us. Thank you. For those who were able to join the meeting early on, the introduction for our first speaker in the next segment was already read. Now I want us all to remember to pin the second timer, who is in the person of Toastmaster Ibrahim Koni. So Toastmaster Ibrahim Koni is the second timer who is going to time the rest of the prepared speakers. To introduce to all of you, my speech evaluator is Ibrahim Gudo, and I would like to read a little bit about my evaluator. Can we please have him on video? Toastmaster Ibrahim.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, and great to have you. So,
thank you very much.
So we would have Toastmaster Ibrahim give us a brief introduction of himself and what my project seeks to achieve. Over to you, Toastmaster Ibrahim.
Thank you very much. I'm Ibrahim Gindo, the president of San Pedro Toastmasters Club in Côte d'Ivoire, the first club of Inland. I'm also Toastmaster since just 1 year. I complete my first path. I'm now starting the second one. I'm not DTM at all, but I'm gaining the DTM project maybe next year. Then I get married, 4 children, and also need to perform my leadership skills and also my communication skills. I'm here this morning to evaluate a great speaker. She's with her 4th path after a DTM. It's an icebreaker, and she asked me to evaluate something very important. It's about the visionary communication. I have to focus on her desire to sharpen her visionary leadership and communication skills for the purpose of serving others and not herself. And the title of her speech is It's Not About You. Pleased to hear you. I'm in a hurry to evaluate this amazing and delightful speech. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ibrahim, for that warm introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Akwaba to Accra, Ghana. I am speaking to you based on my 4th path, visionary communication path. One may wonder, why am I still on this journey as a Toastmaster, still speaking and still trying to become a more effective speaker? It makes me remember a movie entitled, Are We There Yet? Sometimes life's journey never seems to take us to that final end. Not just yet. Throughout my Toastmasters journey, I have always found out something new to let me come to that awareness that it is not about me. Just like the cry of a baby at birth, when the nurses and doctors are urging the mother, push, push, frantically urging her to birth that newborn and ensure they do not have a stillborn baby, but then the baby kept alive. Her sweat, her anguish, her tears doesn't really perturb them, because at that moment, it is not about her. Though they want to keep her, it is all about getting that baby out safely. That is what it has been for me. Whenever I have found myself getting to that point where I want to give up, let it all go, after all, I ask myself, what have I got to lose? Someone may say, she's a 2-time DTM. She has served in a plethora of leadership positions. But has that made me the very best? Not just yet. Because each day I discover that it is really not about me. I am the second of 4 children that were born to my parents. My father of blessed memory would always urge us to aspire to be the best or amongst the best. He will urge us to read at our tender ages, teenage years. I was reading huge novels by Daniel Steele, John Grisham, name them. Whenever he returned from his tour of duty, from either Lebanon or another place where they had to go and keep peace as soldiers from the Ghana, Gambat or battalions, he would pump us with news articles. He would register with Newsweek, and he would bring us Reader's Digest. These were materials that we read, and it broadened our minds and our mindset. He made us to think that right from the corner of our home, we could be a positive influence beyond our shores, beyond our borders. And oh mine, if he were alive, like we say in Ghana, I would have given him his stone, because all those things that he kept saying is becoming real. It is becoming real, not because it is about me, but every table that I have had the honor and opportunity to sit, I have found out that through my participation, through my contribution, through learning from others, putting the bits and pieces together, we have ended up building such giant and gigantic bridges that has caused us to stay connected across the miles. It is not about me. It is about the purpose, the vision, to see each other rise, become better than we found ourselves. That is what has urged and challenged me day in and day out to discover that strength that lies within, that is ignited each day like the lava flowing out of a mountain. It would not let me rest. So when Lisa asked me, Patricia, how do you do it? You are still up at this time. How do you get all of these things done? I don't know. It is not about me. It is about the mission and the purpose. And so I have remained in Toastmasters to follow especially this fourth path in visionary communication, to help more people identify what is their purpose in life. What is that goal they have set before them? What is that charge that we all have to keep? Because it is that cross that you can't let go, even though at times it keeps you bended on your knees. You look up, you find help, and you rise up one more time, because you know it is not over yet. You are not there yet. Will we ever discover when we are there? Perhaps yes, maybe not. Maybe not in this lifetime, but the years that lie beyond. So one favorite thing that motivates me is what I believe in my faith. Jesus is always telling his people to go over to the other side. And that is why I would never cease building bridges. That is why I would never cease going beyond the other side. I can only do that if I keep making that gap a bit more shorter. Back to me, the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And that marks the first prepared speech for the second segment. We would move on to our second speaker, and to help us know more about what her project entails, I would like to introduce her evaluator. Her evaluator is the Vice President membership of Perissos Horizon Toastmasters Club in the person of Toastmaster Anita Korte, and she will tell us more about herself. Over to you, Toastmaster Anita.
Thank you, DT and Patricia. Thanks for the introduction. My name is Anita, as rightly said. I am the VPM of Perissos Horizon Toastmasters Club. I work as a chartered insurer with Star Assurance Company Limited. Joining Toastmasters was to build my communication skills. Little did I know there was a leadership skills to learn as well. I have served as club secretary and currently the VPM. I will be evaluating Nanaya. Nanaya is on the innovative path and she's doing her Project 1, Level 2. It is on the It is feedback and evaluation. The purpose of Nanaya's speech is to incorporate the feedback she received from her previous speech and apply it in her current speech. I look forward to listen to the feedback she received and how she incorporates it in today's speech. All the best, Nanaya.
Thank you very much for that introduction to her project. I apologize if you hadn't gotten the updated agenda, but I'll go through briefly. Nanaya is now working on the third project in her path, and that is on researching and presenting. Okay. So Toastmaster Nanaya Nketia was the past treasurer for Perissos Horizon Toastmasters Club, and she has hit the ground running in the second season. And we are looking forward to hearing from her. Toastmaster Nanaya, please give us a brief introduction and then you launch on to your speech.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. Yeah, my name is Nanaya Nketia, as Riley said. I'm married with a kid and I'm currently at home taking care of the baby. As in maternity leave, I'm on maternity leave now. Okay. Please, can I go on with my speech?
Yes, please.
Okay. My topic is on intentional growth from the book How Successful People Grow by John Maxwell. Potential. Potential is the most wonderful word in any language. It looks forward with optimism. It's filled with hope. It's filled with hope, and it promises success. Potential is a word of possibilities. Think of your potential as a person and see how great you become. I hope you do. One may ask, do I even have a potential? Yes, you do have a potential. The potential is who you can become, who you want to be. So then, how do you do it? The answer is growth. And I believe you have the desire to reach your potential. And with growth, you have to be highly intentional. You have to be intentional learner so that you can grow. One may ask, how do I get better at what I do? How do I gain more insight and wisdom as a person? How do I improve upon my relationship? Do I need to set goals? Do I need to work harder? Do I need to work longer? Or do I need to sit down and wait for things to just happen? But I'm saying if you set goals, you might hit your goals. But then if you decide to grow, realize that you grow and you hit your goals too. But there are some misconceptions I want to talk to you about that may be holding us back. It might be holding you back as well from being intentional as you need to be. The first misconception is the assumption gap. We assume we automatically grow. You know, when we're kids, we automatically grew. A year goes by and we grow more taller, we grow more stronger, and we are more capable of doing the things we weren't able to do in the past. So most people take this into their subconscious mind, thinking that their spiritual, their mental, and emotional growth will take the same pattern. No, it doesn't. It doesn't follow that same pattern. And once you are done with your formal education, the ownership of your growth process is dependent on you, and nobody grows by accident. So you need to be intentional about your growth. The next gap is the knowledge gap. They say, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to grow. You know, most people learn from the school of hard knocks. They wait for experience to teach them lessons. And sometimes some people come out better. Other people also come out worse because the lessons are random and difficult. But you can plan your growth process. If you decide, you decide, maybe that's where I want to go, that's what I want to be. You choose what you want to learn for your own self, then you follow through with discipline, the pace you set for your own self. Another gap is a timing gap. They say now is not the time for me to start. But when do you want to start? Whether you feel prompted or not, now is the time to start. The reality is that you never get much done unless you go ahead and do it before you are ready. So if you've not started yet, I urge you to start now. And if you start going now, you realize that you achieve more, and you keep asking, what next? The last assumption is that a mistake gap. And I was in that, and I want to tell you, don't be afraid to make mistakes. They say we are afraid to make mistakes. So, but you know, growing can be a messy business. Sometimes it can make you look foolish, and most people don't like that. But it's the price to pay if you really want to grow. So have it at the back of your mind that mistake can happen, and every day expect that you make mistakes and welcome it as a sign that you are moving in the right direction. So to trigger your potential, to trigger what you want to do in life, to make you get to where you want to be, I will end up by saying you have a great deal of potential in you that you've not even discovered yet. So be intentional about your growth process, be intentional learner, and the horizon will be your limit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nanaya. Regards to baby, indeed, be intentional about your growth. And that is an opportunity available to all Toastmasters who decide to take advantage of this amazing engine of growth. We are going to Bamako to listen to our third prepared speaker and to introduce the project. We are going to have Toastmaster Jemima. Before she tells us about the project, let me give a brief introduction. Toastmaster Jemima joined Toastmasters International in 2015 and has also been the treasurer for, and is currently serving as the treasurer for Bamako English Toastmasters Club. She is passionate about photography and video, and it is no wonder that she served as a past District 94 PR manager. Toastmaster Jemima is a journalist by training and is currently working as a communicator specialist at UN Women in Mali, also in charge of UNSCR 1325. Over to you, Toastmaster Jemima, to tell us about our speakers project.
Thank you, DT and Patricia, for this introduction. So our next speaker is Drissa Keita, and Drissa is working on the path innovative planning. He's going to present his speech about researching and presenting level 1 project number 3. And the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or to review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. The title of Drissa's speech is Drug Use in West Africa. Drug Use in West Africa, Drissa Keita.
Thank you very much. And this is something more about our speaker. Toastmaster Drissa Keita enjoys traveling, reading, and discovering new things every single day. He was president of Bamako English Toastmasters Club for the 2019-2020 mandate. So he is the immediate past president and helped them achieve a perfect 10 for their DCP program. He holds a master's degree in economics and also in accounting, control, and audit. So I guess he is going to be good friends with Toastmaster Renneman. He has 4 brothers and he says he is single. Please, he joined Toastmasters to improve himself and also to become an effective communicator and leader. Let's welcome with a round of virtual applause the immediate past president of BETC Toastmasters.
Thank you very much, dear MC, for these introductions. From pleasures to addiction, violence to crime, distrust to social exclusions, life in our countries is becoming more and more disturbing. Today, when we look at the drug scene in West Africa, we see that the region is becoming the largest market for illicit drug entering Africa. This is impacting on the mental health of people, especially those within French groups, students, young professionals, and also low-skilled workers in urban areas. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, let me present you first an overview and impacts of drug use in West Africa, and then a few acts to prevent it. There is substantial concern today about the use and abuse of psychoactive substances in West Africa, such as cannabis, cocaine, heroin, amphetamine tip stimulants, injection drug use, etc. But the problem is not a new one. That's when we, as far back as the late 1950s, there was clear evidence that cannabis was growing and consumed in some countries in West Africa. According to United Nations Office on Drug and Crime estimates the number of drug users amongst adults in Africa is between 22 and 72 million, with a prevalent rate of 3.8 and 12.5%. We have an emerging picture of drug use in West Africa, but it must be noticed that studying the distribution and the determinant of illicit drug use is a difficult task in countries of West Africa. So today, drug use is associated with a myriad of health, social, employment, security, family problems, with clear and often measurable impact on the affected people around them and at large on the society. Estimates of the economic cost of drug abuse have also been conducted in a limited number of countries, such as Canada, United States, Australia, United Kingdom, all showing that the economic losses from drug use, related crime, violence, healthcare costs, accident, etc., make up a substantial percentage in gross national product. As a Chinese proverb said, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. And the second best time is now. So today, there are questions about why some adolescents initiate to drug use and others do not. Questions about the consequences of drug use, and questions about what to do to prevent the escalation of the use and problem in the midst of increasing availability of licit and illicit mind-changing substances. So in order to prevent such an undesirable outcome, West African countries will, however, need to engage in the few in the following actions received from the West African Commission on Drug. The first one is to develop and implement global policies that recognize the relationship between some form of drug use. Second, invest more financial resources in implementing effective prevention and treatment service on drug users' problem. Third, recognize that the addiction is a public mental health matter which should be managed by trained professionals. And fourth, encourage greater civil society participation in the prevention. Fifth, implement a sustainable data collection, monitoring, and surveillance system that will help identifying trends in drug use and drug-related problems. Finally, policymakers in the region must recognize the role of alcohol, tobacco, and other psychoactive substances as potential stepping stone to drug use. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, there is no better time than now to contribute to an ongoing debate across the world on how to address the problem of drug use in a modern world with a greater knowledge about psychoactive substances. So while drug trafficking requires concerted law application to reduce, or if not, to eliminate the supply, the user is not a criminal, but someone, most often a young person, who need help to overcome the addictions. So it's time for a global consensus on this to be reached in order to alleviate the burden of drug use on youth in West Africa and all over the world. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Drisa. Indeed, drug abuse is robbing us of our youth and their support to building our continent. Thank you for sharing that valuable research with us. Thank you. We would also like to invite the next evaluator for our final speaker in this segment. And he is also joining us from Bamako English Toastmasters Club. Aliu Dauda Kamisoko is a competent communicator, and he is on his level 3 in innovative planning. He is also a project management and organization expert. He has earned his MBA in that field. He's West Africa Maintenance Planner for Capital Drilling and will be evaluating our speaker for the final segment. So please, Toastmaster Aliu, kindly unmute yourself and tell us about our next speaker's project. Over to you.
Thank you very much, DT and Patricia, and welcome to everybody. Good morning or good afternoon to everyone listening to or joining us this morning. It's a privilege and it's an honor for me to be evaluating one of the greatest speakers in our club today, representing the speakers. So I'm honored to be evaluating Abubakar Siddiqui Toure today, who is working on his project, Path Dynamic Leadership, and level 4, project 2, building a social media presence. The time allotted for this speech is from 5 to 7 minutes. So Abubakar Siddiqui has a title for his speech today called We Made It. The objectives of his project is to apply his understanding of social media to enhance, but also a sort of introduction to new social media presence, but also share his experience establishing or enhancing a social media presence. So I'll be looking forward to hearing as he usually does it. So a great speech from him, and when called upon, I will give my full report on how he will be doing the speech. Back to you, Patricia.
Thank you very much. And we have heard from him earlier in the session, and we have the pleasure to listen to Toastmaster Abubakar Siddiqui Twari to tell us how we made it. How we made it. Toastmaster Abubakar, over to you.
Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, Toastmaster of the day, Charles Webster, a book author, said, "We are what we share." So today, fellow Toastmasters, I would like to tell you about my experience as a young entrepreneur, a 2-year-old entrepreneur that who used social medias to improve his business, his enterprise. First of all, I will take you to the statistics and see how important can social medias be for an entrepreneur. So why do we use social medias? First, it allows us to improve our brand awareness. Second, it allows people to contact us easily since we share our contact information there. And third, it widens our horizons. It allows us to get new customers worldwide. For the Toastmasters and guests, let me share with you the statistics from different platforms, social medias that I have collected for you. As you can see on this picture that I'm sharing, the very first one, which is used the most in the world for social media marketing, is Facebook, with 2,375 million. The next one is WhatsApp, Messenger, WeChat, Instagram, and etc. So in my personal case, I used Facebook to create a page when we were starting our company. And that allowed us to recruit first students, as the company is about translations and languages learning, English and other languages. We do translation, interpretation, and many other recruitment and many other things. So when we created the page, we had just hope, but we didn't have any particular person or particular enterprise or film that we were targeting. We were just making a page to let people know what we were doing so that we may catch our potential clients. And this is what we have done. We made it, and gradually our brand became well known around the world. It started in Mali, and now we have customers all over the world. And let me share with you again the page so that you may see and understand well better what it is about. As you can see, this is the page we created in the beginning, and it has grown gradually to become what it is now. As you can see, this is our page, and on the page, you can find different information about our contact, when we are open or closed, and many different information that you can use to contact us and do any kind of business that we do with us. And fellow Toastmasters and guests, this has triggered us to become bigger and bigger. And today, thanks to social medias, we are among the big companies of the country. So now, what I can invite you guys to do, if anyone is doing any kind of business and it's not working as it should, and you already have a web page, contact me. I can help you to make you build your brand awareness on social medias. I have just taken the example of Facebook, but we have our pages on other sites and other social medias that we use also. Now, let me tell you a secret. I am not a professional social media manager, but I manage 5 how it can improve your brand awareness. And to conclude, I will tell you, dear friends, that using social medias can be very helpful for your business. It will help you in build awareness about your brand. Second, it will make your business become a worldwide one. And you know what? The last point and the most important, it is very cost effective. You don't have to spend much money, but you will gain a lot in return. Toastmaster.
What an amazing introduction of how you made it. Congratulations. And we are excited to be coming to the end of the speaking segment, that is for the prepared speakers segment, but it launches us into the next moment where we listen to what the evaluators had in terms of feedback, what their opinions are. I believe that we have all learned valuable lessons from all the speeches heard today. And this is the time where our prepared speech evaluators would share with us in 2 minutes what their thoughts are verbally. And after the meeting, they will share more details written out on the various sheets with the respective speakers. We want to thank all of you for sticking and staying with us. We know that we are at the end of our usual meeting, but today is a day of bridging the gap between 2 countries. And so we are pleading with everyone to stay till the very end. We have just a little bit more to go, and then the polls will be launched for you to select the best prepared speaker and the best prepared evaluator. Acting as the general evaluator, I would now like to call on the first evaluator for our first prepared speaker. Please, let's give a virtual round of applause to Toastmaster Khalidu Samake, and we are urging all evaluators to please use 2 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear MC, for giving me the floor to evaluate the speech of my dear Sulman Jara. This hour, doing a speech which objective was to begin speaking before an audience to discover speaking skills. He already has a skill that needs some attention. I can say congratulations to Mr. Jara for this good speech. I can say that the structure of your presentation was good. That means the introduction, the body, and the conclusion were perfect. Now, the point I can say that some point that you had was that it was as if you had already used to public speaking. I could notice that on you. As an icebreaker speech, I can say that you had this point. You were not as a beginner. Now, I can say that the audience also were able to know who you really are. They know everything about you, which is the objective of the icebreaker speaking. The next point that the speech reflect an adequate preparation. I can say that you really, Mr. Jara, your speech were really well prepared, because we could notice the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. It was really very well prepared. You also were speaking clearly and audibly. Your voice was nice, and I think that everybody could hear you. The next point is that the closing, the opening, the closing, as I said at the beginning, the opening, the body, and the close was perfect. As in Toastmaster, we always need to improve something, which, for example, I require you is to improve your body language as an icebreaker. I think that's not bad for the first time, but for your next project, please do everything to use your hand when you are speaking. That I mean your body language, Mr. Jara. Apart from that, I can say that you did a great speech today. Congratulations to you, and go ahead for your next project. Back to you, my dear MC.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster, first evaluator, for your feedback. And we would move on to our second evaluator to share briefly with us what you thought about Mutada's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Dembele.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Great work, dear Mutadasi. We learned about your life. It was great. I can see how much you managed to succeed your academic life. You have a great voice. It was clear and audible. And you challenge yourself to speak in front of many people around the world. This is something, and this is your first time. So this is something I encourage you. You had a good pronunciation. Thank you for that. And I can see that you wanted to talk about yourself, so that we can learn where you are coming from and where you are going. This is something very interesting. I just want you next time to be like more confident. I want you to express yourself, not only using your great voice, but also using your body. So the body language will be very good. If you add it to your voice, it will be amazing. So I am eager to see you in the next speeches. I wish you the best in our big family, and I encourage you to be more confident and to be more relaxed during your speech. Thank you, everyone. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much for that evaluation, Toastmaster Dembele. We would go over to our next speech evaluator to share with us what he thought about our third speaker's presentation. We invite Toastmaster Ivo Kirsten to give us his evaluation.
Thank
Over
you.
to you.
Thank you, dear Patricia, Toastmaster of the Day. And thank you, Nancy, for taking up this challenge of dealing with people who interrupt you during your speech. A very valuable lesson to all of us Toastmasters. I was happy that you chose an interesting topic about taking care of the future. And your main point in having the tactic for it is frugality. It would have been nice if you also had one or two more points of tactics up your sleeve for that. But for dealing with the interruptions, very nice. Whereas you have been respecting all four of them with dignity, especially the first two, Paul and Clemens. And when Clemens interrupted, you even kindly asked for his name. There you were drawing back the initiative to yourself. Well done. I would like to advise you, be aware that if you are speaking in front of a camera, if your hands are in front of you on the table, they become very big on screen, which distracts a bit. Dealing with your third, fourth interrupter, Miss Ida, there as Miss Ida immediately reacted again to it, you should have understood that it didn't work anymore to simply try to park her like you did with the first and the second interrupter. In this case, I would like to try and advise that taking back the word very professionally as you did, then introduce a slow motion, a bit more soft, to force the interrupters to listen to you again, without raising your voice again and again, which you temporarily did. This was a very difficult project and you pulled it off quite professionally. Thank you very much. We are learning from you, dear Nancy. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ivo. Indeed, we are learning and shaping our journey. We would now move over to Toastmaster Renneman, who would give us his evaluation of Toastmaster Jemima. Over to you, Toastmaster Renneman.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. And congratulations, Jemima, for the efforts you've shown throughout your speech. First, your speech had a good organization. It created a mnemonic arrangement in my mind that I can easily recollect a lot of things that you said. And that is the essence of a well-organized speech, to leave a message in the minds of your audience. Second, your speech had a lot of facts, statistics, and references, and that substantiates the content of your research and gives credibility to it. However, I would like to bring a few things to your attention. You made some salient points. However, immediately you make it, you take off to the next point without giving me enough time to take note in my mind or even on a piece of paper. I recommend that after making such an important point, you pause and you give your audience a reasonable amount of time to reflect on it before you move to the next point. Second was your eye contact. You were looking away from your camera most of the time. I will recommend that you maintain a sensory relationship with your audience in your subsequent speeches. All in all, you were amazing today. And once again, congratulations for the resilience that you put out throughout your speech delivery. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Reniman. We move on to invite Toastmaster Ibrahim Guido, who evaluated my speech.
Congratulations. How awesome you have been. I'm not talking to the DTM, but I'm talking to our icebreaker today. You were so amazing. I've been delighted by your speech. You were so confident. You was talking about the others, but not about you. Even if it was about the other people, I noticed that you were the second of 4 children. You've been reading Daniel Seal. It was not about you, but about others. You invite people to know what is their purpose in the life. And also, you have to go to the other side. I noticed that you are a believer. You've been talking about Jesus in your speech. That means you take care to what is about the present and also the future in the other life. How amazing you've been. Congratulations, dear Patricia. I've been very delighted by your speech. It has been efficiently visionary and also inspiring. I'm so in a hurry to evaluate your next speech. Please do not waste any time. Go ahead. Thank you very much. Over to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, my speech evaluator, and I take back the gavel as the General Evaluator to usher in our next speech evaluator. That is Toastmaster Anita Korte, who would evaluate Nanaya's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Anita.
Thank you, DT and Patricia. The purpose of Nanaya's speech was to review a research method and present a well-organized research topic. She was on the Innovative Path Level 1, Project 2. Her speech was titled Intentional Growth. Congratulations, Nanaya, for that inspiring speech. You delivered your speech in a well-organized and structured manner. You gave us a captivating introduction with the questions you posed. Do you have the potential to grow? How did you do it? How do you gain insight? This captivated me. You provoked us to be intentional about our growth and to set goals. You also made us understand the misconceptions we had whilst we were growing up. Everything will come to us automatically. But with your speech, you made us understand you need to be intentional and plan towards that. You gave us steps for growth and the process to do that. Your research project asked us to follow through with discipline. You gave us a call to action to start now. There's never a perfect time to start. And you also gave us the fact that we should welcome mistakes as a sign of progress. Your research gave us just one resource from John Maxwell's book, How Successful People Grow. What you could challenge yourself with for a research work, you need to give us statistics. You could also make use of visual aids for a virtual meeting. Visual aids would also enhance your project. Congratulations once again, and I challenge you. I look forward to your next speech.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that feedback that was shared with Toastmaster Nanaya. we would like to travel to Bamako and trigger our next evaluator, Jemima, to share her opinions with us regarding Toastmaster Keita's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Jemima.
Thank you very much, Dieter and Patricia, for giving me the floor. Congratulations, Lisa, for this wonderful speech. And here is my evaluation about what you have done. In general, you gave us an overview on drug use in West Africa. You did a great introduction and also a good conclusion. You shared with us some information about the different types of drugs we find in the market. You also shared some statistics about drug use in West Africa in general. You researched well this topic. This is a good point. You may work on your screen presence when you were reading your text. I think you should not be distracting the audience. For example, don't lean on the table. You did it several times during your speech. You may also give some specific statistics about Ghana and Mali. These two countries are part of West Africa. And to challenge yourself, I would invite you to specify your targets. It's a topic you could focus on. It's a large topic, I mean. You could focus on youth or a specific layer in the society and tell us the impact of drug use on this fringe of the population. Use vocal variety. For example, you could stage characters with dialogue excerpt to enhance this part. Apart of this, the speech was wonderful, and I encourage you to go ahead for your next speeches. Congratulations. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jemima, for that feedback. That wraps up the speech evaluator segment, and very soon we would have the polls being run for the selection of your best speaker and your best evaluator for today's meeting. We will swing along and call our grammarian to share.
One more speech evaluator.
Oh, yes. My apologies. We have the final evaluator for our last prepared speaker. So Toastmaster Kamisu, please take it away. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patricia. We made it, and Abubakar Siddiqui Toure, definitely you have made it. Congratulations, and really I appreciated what you just did and how you did it. First of all, you have had a great introduction, and I really appreciated the way you took us through your experiences in using the social medias in running your businesses. But also, I like the way you shared with that an overview and a sort of statistics regarding the use of social media in ranking them in terms of users worldwide. You've also shared with us how we can as running a business, how you can reach out to people, how you can use the social media as assets into reaching out to people who will be interested into coming or asking you for services or whatever businesses the person would like to join you for. You have mentioned a lot of things you've been using as tools to run your businesses. Couple of things that I would love you to hear from you is being specific sometimes on which ones you use as tools. Because looking at the statistic table you just showed us, there's so many, and I know you cannot use all of them. Which ones you specifically use them most of the time, and which one you will recommend people to use most of the times. And also there are some additional tools we use to support us in using social media, like the Canvas application, for example, we use to draft the post and then paste or post it into social medias. So I would appreciate seeing you mention those things as well, which will support your social media major experiences as well. And the last thing I would advise you to look around is the rooms you are in, because sometimes the echo, they affect our rooms. And when we're speaking, the room really affects how we speak and how the other people hear us. So these are the two things I recommend you to look into next time we have the opportunity to speak. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kamisu. And we have finally made it to the end of the evaluation session. Please, can we all unmute our mics and then give a round of applause? Please, if you can turn on your video as well, please do that. We have done really, really well. It has been amazing. Awesome, awesome. Whilst we do that, I'll take a few screenshots. I will share the screens again for you to look at the evaluators and then the prepared speakers, and kindly send your votes to Toastmaster Anita. Toastmaster Anita, please type in the chat to everyone so that they can easily identify you. Please send it privately for her to know who your choice of best speaker and best evaluator was. And while she's sending your votes, we will listen to how well we fared in terms of our use of grammar from our grammarian. Please, over to you, our grammarian. Let's hear our report of how well we triggered excitement in the room.
Thank you very much, dear Patricia, for giving me the floor. The meeting has been very interesting, very interesting. Every person who spoke during this meeting did really a very good job. I will start my report by giving the number of people who used the word of the day. The word of the day has been used 12 times. Patricia did 3 times, Ivo Kirsten 2 times, Nasi Mitchell 1, Jemima Afote 1, Abubakar Toure twice, Lisa 1, Nana Ya twice. For the improper grammatical uses, I think mostly, maybe this could be because my English is that good, but mostly I think we didn't make many mistakes during this meeting. And most of the mistakes I registered are usually related to pronunciation. I think that some of our members from BTC here in Bamako pronounce words that could be pronounced differently, and that could be due to the influence of French language. And for example, trigger, for the word trigger, someone said trigger. So I think it's better to say trigger, or for to encourage, I encourage you. Someone said I encourage you, something similar to that. And for mistake, there was someone said you was, and I think it's better to say you were. For quotes, I think many good quotes have been said during this meeting. I noted few of them. Nancy used the Albert Einstein's quote, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earned it. He who doesn't pays it. I think that's a really good one. Jemima used Nelson Mandela's freedom cannot be achieved unless women have emancipated from all forms of oppression. That's something I really like. I support gender equality. And she also said, we must teach our children to dream big, no matter sex. That's something that's really nice. That's something that everyone should know and something everyone should apply. And her third quote was, as long as we keep striving, we will surely get there. Lisa also used a really good one, like anything worth having is worth fighting for. For Patricia, she said, it is not about me, it's about the mission, the purpose. Nanaya, think of your potentials and see how good you are. I think that sometimes we really forget to see the potentials we have. We sometimes neglect ourselves. And she also said, nobody grows by accident. And lastly, mistake is the price to pay if you really want to grow. So I would say let's not fear mistakes. As Albert Einstein said, a person who never made mistake never tried anything new. Back to you, dear Toastmaster of the Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kita Amadou. At this juncture, we would like to hear from our timer to tell us, first of all, we will call Toastmaster Mariama to tell us how we fared with our counting. Toastmaster Mariama, our dear President.
Thank you, dear Toastmaster. As actor, I was listening for all news or can our speech. So, my post, I have Suleiman Jara. During his speech, he did A 2 times. He repeated and 2 times and hesitated 1 time. Murtada, he make 2, 3 times. A 1 time and hesitation times 2. Nasi also hesitate 1 time. Jemima A 1 time. Nadia A 2 times and 1 hesitation. And she also did if 2 repetition. But then 2 times. Aluda Kamko 2 times. And so 2 times 2. About Sidiki Gray, he hesitated 1 time and get delay 2 times, and myself I made 2 times. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much for that detailed report on how we fared with our use of filler words. We would now love to hear from our timer to see how well we have fared with time. Over to you, our timer for the second segment, Toastmaster Ibrahim, to wrap it up for us.
Thank you, Madam Toastmasters. Should I start with the first speaker of the second section, right?
Yes, please. And then we would have
Okay.
Ms. P will share for the first batch.
Okay. You were the first speaker as well. Patricia had 4 to 6 minutes. She did 6 38 minutes. Nanaya Ketsia had 5 to 7 minutes. She did 4 minutes 33 seconds. Drissa Keita had 5 to 8 minutes. He did 7 minutes 13 seconds. Abubakar Siddiqui Toure had 5 to 7 minutes. He did 7 minutes 16 seconds. Should I move for the evaluation time? Toastmasters?
Yes, please. And then for the timers, once you are done, please put in the chat room for all the times for the prepared speakers so that it guides in the voting. Thank you.
Okay, I do not have all the time for the first section. I asked the first timer to give me the last 2 speakers' time. I did not get them right now.
Yes, Miss P, I would send her a chat. She will put it in the chat box.
As far as the counter is concerned, she had 3 minutes, but she did 1 minute 30 seconds. The grammarian's report was for 3 minutes. He did 4 minutes 21 seconds. I could imagine that he did not see my screen because I could not share my screen when you were sharing yours, Patricia. I asked you to permit me to do, but not possible. That is the report for the second session concerning the prepared speeches and the report for the evaluation. I can move on for the speech evaluation directly. The evaluation of Patricia done by Ibrahim Gindo. Ibrahim had 2 minutes. He did 1 minute 44 seconds. For the evaluation of Nanaya, Anita Kote did 1 minute 55 seconds. For the evaluation of Drissa Keita, Jenaba Dem did 1 minute 55 seconds. Again, Abubakar Siddiqui Toure's evaluation has been done by Aliou Dauda Kamisoko. He did 2 minutes 40 seconds. That is the time for the prepared speech and for the evaluation. Back to you, dear Toastmasters.
Thank you very much. Over to Ms. P to give us the timing report for the prepared speakers and the prepared speakers for the first segment. Thank you very much.
If I can add just one thing for the vote time.
Yes.
Only Nanaya is not eligible to get time. That will permit us to get time for the voting period.
I heard for my own, it was 6 minutes 38. So I think I'm also disqualified by 8 seconds. So
yeah, you are not qualified also. You are not qualified, and Nanaya also, but you go over the time allowed to you. The grass time was 30, but you go until 38. You and Nanaya are not eligible for the second section, prepared speakers.
That's correct. So let's see for our voting. So Ms. P, over to you for our report. And
thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Here is the timer report with the prepared speeches. The first speaker was supposed to use 4 to 6 minutes in length, and it was an icebreaker. He used 4 minutes, 25 seconds. He was within time. Well done. SY was supposed to use 4 to 6 minutes in length, another icebreaker. Mawutada used 5 minutes, 45 seconds. He was also within time. Nasi Mitchell was supposed to use 10 to 18 minutes in length. She used 11 minutes, 28 seconds. Good one there, Nancy. Jemima was supposed to use 5 to 7 minutes in length. She used 5 minutes. Well done. Siddiqui was supposed to deliver a joke in 2 minutes, and he did that within time. And Lisa was supposed to deliver an inspirational word within 2 minutes, and she did justice to that. Thank you, Lisa. With the evaluations, Evaluator 1 was supposed to use 2 minutes. Khalidas used 2 minutes, 21 seconds. Evaluator 2 was supposed to use 2 minutes. She used 2 minutes, thank you. Evaluator 3 was supposed to use 2 minutes. Ivo used 3 minutes. Let's try and work within time. Evaluator 4 was supposed to use 2 minutes. Renama used 2 minutes, and he was within time. Awesome, Renama, and it's been fun serving you as a timer. Thank you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. And that brings us to the end of the session. So for the first batch, Ms. P, could you please repeat those who are eligible to be voted for, so that I put that in the chat room, and all votes should be sent privately to the club treasurer, because Anita is having a challenge with her.
So the first icebreaker, I can't get the name right, was within time. SY was within time. Nancy was within time, and Jemima was also within time. Thank you.
Great.
All of them.
Thank you. So all speakers. All right. So please, let's cast our vote. Who is the treasurer? Oh, that is Toastmaster Renneman. Toastmaster Renneman. Okay, he is, so yes, for the best speaker, he has just said hello. For the best speaker, kindly send your votes to him for compilation. And for the best evaluator, please send the votes to me, because Toastmaster Renneman is also an evaluator. So for the best evaluator, let's have Ms. P put in the chat room the evaluators who were qualified to be voted for.
Patricia?
Yes.
I have to say something about that. Aliu Dauda Kamsuko also for the evaluation time did 2 minutes 40, not eligible.
Okay.
Be taken into account.
And that is for the first batch?
No.
All right. So it means that we have Khalidu is eligible and Renneman is eligible. Is that correct?
T?
It will be easier to have it in the chat room. Our timers, if you can put it in the chat room for everyone, for those who were eligible, who are eligible to be voted for, the evaluators, if they didn't exceed 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So Ms. P and TM Ibrahim. All right, so let me check. Once we know those who were disqualified, we can. Okay. All right, so I'm receiving your feedback for best evaluator. Kindly keep sending them in. In the next 2 minutes, we will close the voting session. All right, Ms. P, please send to everybody. So TM Dembele is also eligible, you said. Kindly send that to everybody so they know who to evaluate, who to select, yeah. I'm only checking for best evaluator. Evaluator Ibrahim Gudo, Anita Korte, Jeniba Deme, Dembele are all eligible. So please continue to send in your votes. The votes for best evaluator should come to me privately, and for best speaker goes to privately to Toastmaster Reniman. We are wrapping up soon. We have 1 more minute. One more minute to close the segments for best evaluator. All right, let's give ourselves a virtual round of applause. Thank you very much. I see Toastmaster Anita is back in the room. Please unmute yourself and say hi if you can hear me, Toastmaster Anita.
Hello, Patricia, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Are you able to share your slide? I will send you the names shortly. Toastmaster Reniman, please send the name of the winner for best speaker to Toastmaster Anita so we can display their certificate. All right. Okay, all right, Toastmaster Anita, I have sent in the name of the best evaluator. I hope you also have the name for best speaker. Whilst we wait for the compilation, please can we have all of you, as many as would like us to see your beautiful faces, kindly switch on your cameras and just unmute your mic and tell us how the meeting went for you. And we'll take a few photographs as well for our social media handles. Thank you all so much. Whilst we compile and celebrate our best speaker and our best evaluator, I would also want to see the president of Bamako English Toastmasters. You can take the floor, tell us how this meeting went for you, the before, during, and probably what you perceive to be after. How well have we bridged the gap between Ghana and Mali? Over to you, Toastmaster Maria Makita. If you're
Thank
still
you,
with us.
dear Toastmaster Patricia. How I can say that it was a great and enjoyable meeting. I think I most enjoy it and hope all Bamako English Toastmaster members enjoy it too. How to say we made it by it was great meeting. What I wanted to say, thanks to you for invite us to join this enjoyable meeting, and hope next time we will have more opportunities to join club meeting together. Thank you and good week to all of you.
Thank you so very much, Toastmaster Maria Makita. And again, this International Speakathon is to especially challenge us at Perissos Horizon Toastmasters Club, who have the honor of having so many of our members championing the establishment of the first bilingual club in Ghana. And so for those of Perissos members who are supporting Toastmaster Evo to charter the Toastmo de Pass, this meeting was not about me. It is to challenge all of us. If you can deliver your speeches in French as eloquently and as sumptuously as our BETC members have served it for us today, then we are on our way indeed to be the club that continues scaling higher highs and shaping the journeys of many into greatness. So this is to listen to how our friends from Mali have challenged themselves through the English language. They have felt the fear, but they are doing it anyway. And we are so proud of you, all our members from Bamako. We hope that you will be willing to mentor some of the members of Toastmo de Pass and also willing to attend some of the meetings when it commences. If you do not see Toastmaster Evo in our room, he has sought permission because he is the charter president of Toastmo de Pass, and their meeting starts every day. Every meeting time from 12 noon till 2 p.m. GMT. So he's currently leading the Toastmo de Pass meeting. The link will be shared in the chat room for those who would love to attend and see what is going on in Toastmo de Pass. Feel free to hop on. But it's now open to everyone, especially those who came in to serve as the disruptors. How did that feel? Can you share with us? Toastmaster Paul, Toastmaster Lisa, Toastmaster Sairam, Clement, please share with us how it felt to be in a virtual space and role playing this difficult task. Over to you.
Madam Patricia, Toastmaster of the day and very distinguished person, I am delighted to make another disruption. Speak to you from Ireland. But I'm used to being a disruptor. I am somebody who enjoys talking, and Irish people do too. We're not so good at waiting until the other person has finished speaking in order to chip in. I want to congratulate you all. It's been historic for me for several reasons, including the fact that although I do know some people from Ghana from a very long time ago, this is my first visit to Ghana, and I've never met anyone from Mali. So je parle un peu français et j'espère que il serait possible d'aller au meeting entre les deux. So thank you all terribly, terribly much. It's been an honor. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Paul. And for those who may not know, Toastmaster Paul is the Charter Sergeant at Arms with me at One Country, One World, where I serve as the Charter Vice President membership. It is his birthday weekend and he was planning to go nowhere, but he didn't get there yet because I pulled him along, and we are honored to have you with us this special weekend. Thank you. Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Ida, is she still with us? Is she still with us? Probably she's at Toastmo de Pass. but I just wanted an experience of how she felt being part of the arguers and the talkatives in a virtual session. Can we hear from Toastmaster Pearl Abrokwa and Toastmaster Yao Boabeng? I see some new handles. Please share with us what your impressions were of our meeting. And whilst you do that, Toastmaster Anita, feel free to share your screen when you have the result. Anyone from BETC who joined us and would like to share their impressions of today's meeting?
As I already talked, I don't know if I can still say something.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much, DTM Patricia. And I think that this is really a wonderful opportunity to bridge the gap, as the topic said, for this meeting. We should maybe have more meetings like that. And it's really interesting. And even with the bilingual club there in Ghana, as Mali is a French-speaking country, we have all the other clubs are French-speaking clubs. So you can also plan to have a meeting like that with bilingual. Okay, thank you to all of you, and good to see you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everyone, and happy to see you here as we used to meet in Firebirds Collective. Paul is also a member of Firebirds Collective and Online Advanced Club. Thank you.
He's an amazing soul. He's always everywhere. Toastmaster Soul D, I see Soul D, Toastmaster Priska Apia, Toastmaster, I'm looking for Laura, Toastmaster Laura Aisha, I believe you're also from Mali. Anyone who didn't speak today? Yes, good. Please tell us how you felt.
Patricia. My name is Laura Shata Zulu, Toastmaster Bamako Planet, and also a good close friend of Toastmaster BETC. I'm very happy to be with you, and I very appreciate the session. It was very, very great, and the speaker doing well. That's my impression for this meeting today. Just happy to be with you. Thanks so much.
Thank you too for joining us and for feeling your fear but facing it anyway. Thank you.
I learned a lot.
Toastmaster, okay, I see Toastmaster Ibrahim also waving. Toastmaster Pearl, would you like to share something with us? And Hetty's iPhone, I see Hetty's iPhone as well.
Yes, Toastmaster Patricia.
Yes.
Thanks for
Please go ahead. Tell us how the meeting felt for you.
Right. I'm Pearl from Takrady Toastmasters Club, and this meeting, the flyer was shared, and when I saw it, I decided to join. It was great. I enjoyed the speakathon. This is the first time experiencing such a meeting, not just a speakathon, but yeah, we were bridging a gap, and it was great. I enjoyed myself. There were a lot of things that were said in the speeches that we have to digest, so many things that we have to take away, and it was great. This meeting, having two clubs from different, speaking different languages meeting, it was great. We helped them, they are helping us. We can also join their French clubs sometime to also learn some French. It was great. Thank you.
That's true. That's true. Thank you so much. And we would go over to Toastmaster Anita. Do we have our results now, please? Drum roll. Over to you, Toastmaster Anita. Toastmaster Reniman, kindly send her the best speaker votes that you got. The winner.
I'm still waiting for the best speaker.
All right, but I've sent you for the best evaluator. The most number of votes I got. Okay, so whilst you contact Reniman for that, can we hear from Toastmaster Barry King? Please tell us how this meeting felt for you. Don't leave, don't leave. We would announce our winners soon. Do we have Toastmaster Barry? Barry King? No? All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen to our winners. For most of our club members, they also play some dual roles in Toast Mode de Pass, and so have to exit and join that meeting. But it has been an honor having you all here with us. We have been engaged, we have been entertained, we have been informed, persuaded, and inspired. And I'm sure that as we go into the next weeks ahead of us, it has triggered some sort of excitement in us to go ahead in our own individual Toastmasters journey and make it worth our while. I believe we have all renewed our dues, and so it is important that we make the dues work for us. All right. So first, we want to appreciate, I would leave Toastmaster Anita to take the session. Toastmaster Anita, over to you.
Thank you, DT and Patricia. It has been an enlightening and inspiring session. We have all learned a thing or two. I'm taking lots of nuggets of wisdom home. And I have the singular honor to send an appreciation to Bamako English Toastmasters Club for joining today's Speakathon. I believe they deserve a round of applause. Can we give them a virtual one? We have listened to various subjects from the world of finance to the personal life stories of members and being intentional about growing ourselves. I have the singular honor to announce our best speaker for today's Speakathon. And join me with a round of applause, announce our best speaker. Teresa Keita.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Wow.
And to our best evaluator, without wasting much time, is Reinaman Ofori Asante.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Can we please see Idrisas again for a screenshot? Just a moment, I'll get a screenshot. All right, thank you. And then for Reniman as well, please. All right, thank you very much. All right, I've got Reniman saved. I need to get Idrisas saved as well, please. One more.
Okay, a minute.
Thank you very much. We just learned about social media and its influence. So wonderful. Okay, great. It has been captured. Thank you so much. And I believe Anita would be wrapping up the meeting on behalf of our club president, who has to also attend another meeting.
Thank you so much, DTM, once again. Without much to say, I would invite President of Bamako English Toastmasters Club to give her final words before I round up.
Toastmaster Mariam. I think she's...
Or any representative from Bamako to share with us their meeting times and how we can connect with them.
Hello.
Hello, Mariam.
Yes, as I said, we started by our physical meeting.
Wonderful.
And I think we will plan to have a Zoom during our physical meeting. So after I will give the more information about it to Patricia. Can you hear
Mariana,
me, Patricia? I
yes,
have a bad connection.
Thank you. So she will share that information with us in the course of the week. Thank you.
I want to thank all our guests and members who made time to join us at today's Speakathon. It has been a very inspiring one, like I said. We have learned a lot. I want to take this opportunity to share with you our meeting times. We meet on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of every month. We're currently connecting virtually. It makes it easier for all of us to connect. I must say this Speakathon has been a very successful one, and I wish we could do more of it to connect with other Toastmasters from across the world, taking advantage of COVID. Thank you so much. Do not hesitate to contact us via our social media platforms here on Facebook and Instagram at Perissos Horizon Toastmasters Club. Do follow us. We'll share with you all our meeting updates. Can we have our pictures on so we can, our videos on so we could take a picture whilst we end the meeting? With your permission, can we have your videos on so we could have a picture taken?
More videos, more videos. Wonderful. All right, it has been captured. Have an amazing weekend. Bon voyage à tout le monde.
Merci, Patricia.
Merci à tout le monde.
Merci.
You share with us your contact so we could also get in touch with you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you too.
Thank you too.
Congratulations to our winners as well, Reinaman and Darisa.